we're extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news
has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
In a time and place where only a handful of corporations control everything we see and hear in the media, thank goodness for Mystery Ranch International.
Welcome to Mystery Ranch International, fueled by testosterone and just a dose of toxic masculinity.
Truth.
Hola. Welcome to Mystery Ranch International.
What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Oh, you know, we're just chilling in the SAC compound, Southern Alliance compound. Me and Michael on a little R&R, celebrating, you know, the 4th of July and all that good stuff. And we're over here at NGH 144 R&R outpost, and we're just holding her down. And we got Garth Knight coming in on the bumper rotation, the Alpha album.
Nice. We were just going to talk about a few things that have been going on lately. I guess anybody that pays halfway attention to the news does know that President Trump and Kim Jong met, where was that at, in Singapore, which is pretty unprecedented because I guess since there's been a North and South Korea, no sitting presidents ever sat with the dictator of North Korea.
And the sad thing is that the Democratic Party absolutely cannot stand it. But moving on, I mean, it's just...
I mean, we can go ahead and say, yeah, they signed some kind of deal, and I'm sure he's not actually denuclearizing. I mean, I'm sure these got hidden whatever, and they know that, and the president knows that, and our military people are well aware.
But to get that cat at the table...
I mean, Moon Jae-in, the president of South Korea, and he met at the DMZ. President Moon went to the north side, Kim Jong-un went to the south side, and shook hands. I mean, that's a big deal. If that would have happened when Obama was president, they'd have given him so many Nobel Peace Prizes.
Like legitimate ones. Yeah. Now, hey, on a side note, old Kim Jong, he does it right. Cat's a pimp. He got his whenever he was going to the South Korea, he had like 10 of his I guess equivalent to Secret Service like running alongside the limousine the whole time. But anyways, go.
Saw it in that Clint Eastwood movie where Clint Eastwood was. So they met. Trump met with them in Singapore. Actually, Jimmy Carter. Of course, it doesn't really matter when you're not the president. He met with Kim Il-sung, who I'm assuming is Kim Jong-il's father. Met with him in '94 after he was long president, probably not doing any good. Bill Clinton met with Kim Jong-il apparently in '09. Of course, he wasn't the president either at the time. Another funny thing I thought was funny, we know how Trump was calling him Rocket Man and everything. Mike Pompeo, who's the Secretary of State, made his third trip over to North Korea, third one that the public knows about. I think he was lining up some stuff. I want to say he was the ex-CIA director. Anyway, he took him a personal letter from the president, our president, and also a CD of Elton John's Rocket Man. What is this Rocket Man you speak? But I think actually, one article I read said they're meeting in China. He did ask about, what is this Rocket Man? Why you call me Little Rocket Man? Trump was at one of his rally in not Minnesota, somewhere where he said he would donate $1 million to any, what's her name, Elizabeth Warren. He said Pocahontas, as he calls her. If she would take a DNA test and it came back that she was Indian, he would give $1 million to the charity of her choice, which I thought was kind of funny. Scott Pruitt quits the EPA. He just resigned from the EPA. Was there some kind of scandal going on with him? Or
not that I know of.
Okay. He resigned. Maybe needs family time. I don't know. Of course, the Green folks are cheering that because because Trump cut so much regulation. Yeah. I mean, these guys, I can't imagine the pounding that they take being in this administration. I mean, here's something we didn't think about.
Who's the guy that got in jail right now? Manafort?
I guess.
Paul Manafort, Trump's
he
campaign
worked with
advisor.
him just for a minute at the beginning
for like a week
of his campaign
or something. They got that dude in jail.
For stuff that has nothing to do with the president, actually.
They got him on solitary confinement for 23 hours a day.
Oh, and I guess all the Russian collusion accusations are gone now. They're not doing that anymore. So we spent a couple years and millions of dollars that could have been done good with for nothing. And we all knew it was nothing.
They seen MRI was on the case. They said we need to drop his boys.
Yep. They knew. We had them way back. They said, I mean, we did. We had them almost a year ago. And yeah. He quit the EPA. North Korea also said that some spokesman from North Korea said the USA had gangster-like tactics in these denuclearization talks, which feels good to be a gangster, I guess.
To the point you were saying earlier, I mean, 2 months into these negotiations to actually expect, and like we said, Trump probably doesn't realistically expect it to go anywhere immediately, because that's their only card that they have. These people have been eating this propaganda for 60 years.
Oh, it's crazy. You watch any documentaries on it, they are so brainwashed. They go to what looked to me like a little country church and have a picture of Kim Jong-un's grandfather, or maybe Kim Jong-un.
No, it's Kim Jong-il. They got Kim Jong-il everywhere.
And they're all bowing to him and everything, and they were going blind by a disease that South Korea and everywhere in the civilized world can treat cheaply, but they can't there.
This is actually a conversation in North Korea. If me and Michael were North Koreans, I could actually legitimately ask Michael, does Kim Jong, which one is it now?
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, or whenever, especially with Kim Jong-il. Like, did Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un take a shit? They think he's such a deity that
doesn't have to do that.
That's a legitimate question.
Wow. And I've seen a guy we went to high school with few years older than us, was teaching in China, and I saw pictures back when I was on Facebook where he got to go to North Korea, and the elementary school had pictures of soldiers everywhere on all the walls. It's all military. It's all, since the Korean War before, it's always us against them, and them pretty much calling us animals, and always keeping their people, 2 steps ready to fight with the Americans if need be.
White devil.
But what we were talking about, you were talking about a minute ago, you hate to work for the Trump administration because they're not, the people are mistreated so bad. The Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary, Mike Huckabee's daughter, she was at that restaurant, I want to say it was in Virginia, the Red Hen, I believe is what it was called, and the owner chased her out, and then they even got a protest together to go to another restaurant.
Yeah.
She should have at least enough respect for a fellow business owner, or respect for anybody, let them eat a meal with their family. This is America. But whatever. Maxine Waters or something started to backfire on her. But anyway, that's the kind of unhinged
45.
Unhinged tactics that these people use when they really got nothing. There ain't gonna be a blue wave, folks. I'll go ahead and tell you. I don't know.
Unless they cheat somehow.
You can say whatever you want about Trump. There's a million issues that no politician ever wants to fight or go head on against, and at least he's tackling them. He'll be one of the first politicians to be hated for doing the things he said he was going to do.
You can at least say that about him.
But American economy is good, but apparently in the South Sudan and Kenya, the price of child brides has skyrocketed to 300 cows. So they're on a tie trying to find their child brides, and this here proves my point.
We saw that inflation coming.
Do we really want immigrants from everywhere coming all the time when they think it's okay to trade 300 head of cattle for a child bride? Give me a break. We got a new president of Mexico. I believe he was elected July 1st. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, some kind of left socialist or something.
He looks like
politician.
He looks like he could be like an old white man in the Democratic Congress.
He's definitely a Spaniard.
Yeah. That's what they don't. That's what a lot of people don't understand is the class system they have in Mexico. It's a racist class system.
It is. I don't know. What else is there to talk about?
Speaking of Mexico, we have a little fun fact. I think it was fun fact of the day. So 130 political candidates have been assassinated in 10 months time span
in Mexico. And it just shows you what a sham our media is and everything else. Mexico, they kill people in the media, they kill their political oppositions. And I read somewhere that this new president of Mexico had been running for like the last 20 years. It's amazing he survived, which just tells me he's as corrupt and as dirty as the rest of them. If he's been running and surviving in the Mexican elections for the last 20 years or however long.
What's that cat's name?
A long time. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador.
That's all I gotta say about Lopez Obrador is Illuminati confirmed. If you've survived 20 years, and
I'd say he's got a little cartel connection. I don't know, but they all do. It's a mess down there, and it's a shame that our media won't tell about it. But
speaking of that kind of political environment, I think it was this week that the Russian spy and his daughter that were almost killed in England. I think they were there on this island of some sort, but there has been another poisoning, radioactive poisoning, like exactly like that. The exact same location, which was kind of interesting. But Russia, they get rid of their journalists, they get rid of their politics.
Big time.
Yep.
Of course, even old Stalin used to erase people's pictures somehow out of. I mean, he erased them out of history.
We have. Let's
Did you say there was another CDC? We talked about the CDC the other day. There was another CDC doctor maybe that.
Well,
we'll get into it on another.
There was it was before that. I was thinking it was more current, but no, there hasn't been any more we just posted a CDC about the disappearance of the CDC doctor out of Atlanta and his mysterious death. But there's been like 90 of them. If we can, we'll try to post a link to that if y'all are interested. But there's a lot of, yeah. I mean, it's something to look into. Definitely. Government does not have our best interests at heart all the time. Right.
Well, I guess that's about all we got. There's plenty of stuff going on, but we're going to cut it off right there. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Please subscribe, comment. You know, if you just like a few seconds of it, send it off to your buddy. Like, look at these weirdos. They're so informative. Thank y'all for watching.
Have a happy 4th of July.
Have a good one.